Hi, I'm Katie with Oh My Crafts, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this Halloween card from Spooky Town by Imaginisce. Okay, so here's our embellishments that we start with, and I'm going to go through each one and tell you how I did them. This stew pot is actually just a chipboard sticker that comes with the pack, and all I did was I took stickles and put all different colors to kind of make it stand out a bit more. With the words, I used the stamped cartridge, and it's on the shorty mode, and I did these words in 1-inch size, and I did this extra little bubble in 3/4 inch size, so they're pretty small. So I cut those out, and then I pasted them onto this paper and just cut around them freehand. And then I took this purple stickles, just kind of show you how I did that, and I would put a border, and then if there's any small places that you can't get into, I use this Cricut tool and actually would drag it into certain small places. But you don't have to use this too much. Usually the tip's small enough to get between there. I use the Spellbinders embossing and cutting dies, and the sizes that I used for this were I cut it with these three. So there's two bigger, and you start with that one. This is the one you cut with, the biggest one, and then after you cut it, you will emboss it with these other two to make the spiderweb look. And then so you end up with something like this. And then I just took my ink pad and you kind of go over it just like that, and that'll create the black outline. You can make it as dark or as light as you want. So I just went around that, and then I put purple stickles in the first layer. So what I did was I took the stickles and I would put a little dab all along, and then I would kind of spread it out. So you put lots of little dabs, so you do it like that, and then you spread it out to the edge. And that's all I did with that. So that's how you get that effect. There's kind of a stack that I do for this one embellishment. And what you do is you take the cream and orange tulle from Basil, and you tie them into knots like this. So you just take one individual piece of each, and then you just tie a knot in the middle. And that's what you do for those. And we're going to take our spider web, turn it over, and we take Fabri-Tac. It's a permanent fabric adhesive that works great between fabric and paper. And we put a nice big glob in the middle. And this dries pretty quickly. It gets tacky really quick, so you don't have to hold them there forever. You just kind of want to fluff these up, put them both kind of diagonally, so then we can cover our sides. And you have to hold it there for about a minute or less, but it gets tacky pretty quick, so you don't have to hold it for very long. And then you kind of want to arrange the tulle around it so that all the sides have some coverage. And once you have that, you want to turn it over and take your scissors, and I like to do a little zigzag pattern around it so it's not so long around the sides, but the zigzag makes it look a bit cuter. Kind of zigzag, and they're not exact. You just kind of guess because it's all bunched around it. So once you have that all done, you have the base of your stack. Then this stew goes on top of it. And so I prefer using foam squares because they have a bit more height to them, but I ran out. So we're just going to use glue dots, which work great. Okay, and then we want to put that right on top of our spider web. Then we take our card, it's just an A2 size card, and we want to add borders here and here. And what we do for that is we take our paper trimmer, and the bottom of this paper, I haven't cut this yet, the bottom of the paper is great because it has the two little ghosts. You want to find a good spot to cut, but just the very bottom is perfect, and we just want to do 1/2 inch of this. So we'll just cut that. So we have our two little ghosts. And you don't have to be really exact with this, I just cut it in half. And then you adhere these with the glue glider. So you want to adhere these to the very bottom of your card, and then the very top as well. So take that other half. And we place it. We've already scored this card with the Score It board, which is wonderful, especially with these papers because they're just printed on top. So if they break, it'll be white, and you don't want that to happen. So if you score it, it'll bend and not break. And then with the extra, we just snip those off. So now we have that all ready to put our embellishments on. Alright, so we have our little stew here, and we're going to adhere that with glue dots as well because it needs a little height so that it'll stick past the knots. So with foam squares, they have plenty of height. Glue dots have a little less, but they work great. So I just put 3 little dots there. And I'm going to stick it on there. So we have that all done. And this is kind of nice because you can go back. This is a bit long. You can adjust it so that everything fits on your card. Alright, and then we'll take our words, and they have to be a little bit overlapping to have them all fit on here. So we have bubble, bubble, toil, and trouble. You can either use your glue glider or your glue dots. I'm going to use the glue glider. And the Permatac, you don't need very much of it. It's very sticky stuff. And there we go. There is your adorable Halloween card.